I'm Ashton Addison from the Crypto Coin Show, and today on Blockchain Interviews we have Peko Wan, co-CEO of Pundi X Labs. Peko, welcome to the show, and thank you for taking the time.
Thank you, Ashton, for having me. I'm so glad that I catch up with you again. And it was a very long time ago that you have interviewed Zach and David, and then me now, and we are here, surviving.
Yeah, it's amazing to see Pundi X continuing to grow. Excited to dive into crypto payments, actual real-world adoption, and paying with crypto, not just trading it around on the exchange, putting it to use in the real world. And I remember first seeing Pundi X in 2017 and trying to get involved in the project because I saw this is one of the ways that we can get crypto into the hands of people that, you know, they're not traders, they're not financial people, but they realize, hey, if I can pay for a coffee or something and it saves all the fees and it's faster and cheaper, then this is the solution. And I know that is one of the initiatives that your team's been working on. So it's great to see that you're still around. And I know that you're actually doing, your hand is in multiple fires. So there's a lot of things going on. I would love for you, if you can explain, you know, sort of the new version, the updated 2024 version on how exactly you would explain Pundi X to somebody who isn't familiar with all of the things that your team's been working on.
Right. I think you have asked a very important and very good question is what have we become, because it's like 6 years after. So it has been changed a lot. So Pundi X started out at building upon Ethereum network, and also we support actually it's a closed loop system at that time because we want to have Bitcoin and other cryptocurrency work as fast as possible at transacting for each other for as fast as possible. So we built a kind of like centralized closed loop system. But nowadays, the blockchain technology has been changed, and there are different networks, and it performs really, really good. The speed is really fast, and it's decentralized. So on Pundi X XPOS, the difference is that we actually provide the blockchain transactions for the users that they can pay with their own private wallet, and also they can buy crypto with their private wallets. So it's not closed loop, it's not centralized anymore. We are moving towards Web3. So the customer actually own their crypto in their private wallet when they transacting with XPOS, and at the same time we maintain what we have before with the merchants, because the merchants still have the needs to mitigate their risk from the cryptocurrency's price volatility. So we set those in stable coins for them. So in the back end, every merchant will register their account with Pundi X, and also they can perform the accepting crypto with a Bitcoin on mainnet, on Lightning Network, and also on accepting Ethereum, BNB, USDT, and PEXG, which is the go back tokens. So there are a lot of use cases going on this moment, especially in the real world assets.
Yeah, and when I look at going to the store and I want to pay for something with crypto, you know, I think a lot of people, they have a hard time relating it to the traditional way of like, hey, you just have your credit card, you just tap on the machine, it takes 1 second,
Right.
and somehow all of the magic money gets moved into their terminal. But when you think about Bitcoin, it's like, okay, I have my phone, and I have to copy the QR code to your phone, and then you don't really need a terminal. But in this case, you have the XPOS, which is a terminal,
Right.
but it has crypto in it. So could you explain, I feel like it's way easier, and I think people don't understand that it's almost the same as the way that you would be paying with credit cards. But could you sort of explain the situation on, you say you go to a coffee shop and they have the Pundi terminal. How does that work to buy what you want to have?
So assume that you have your either your crypto wallet or you have the hardware wallet, like what we issues. I think we just launched this last year, the hardware wallet card, and basically you can spend with your own wallet or with the hardware wallet card. So you walk into the store and you order a coffee, a latte, and then the merchants, they key in the fiat currency amount because in most of the country, they use their own currency as a legal tender. So you key in the local currency amount, and then the XPOS will convert it into how much that they would need to charge in crypto for the clients. For example, if people would like to pay in Bitcoin, and then it's converted into the Bitcoin value, and then the value has shows up on the XPOS, the customer will actually scan the QR code and then to enter the amount that shows on the XPOS to pay for their coffees. So this is one way that if you have your private wallet, if you have a hardware wallet, is the process even more intuitive. It's just like what you have spent on your credit card. So just tap the card on the XPOS, and then automatically all the transactions being done. And then you will get the receipt or records on chain, both receive from the XPOS, and also you will see it on chain, the records on chain. So it's pretty amazing, and it's very transparent.
It's very cool. And with the actual real world adoption of people wanting to spend their crypto, or, you know, say you're earning in crypto, you sort of need to, without having to convert it back, I want to buy groceries and pay the bills. Are you seeing certain regions that are more innovative and forward looking towards this, or certain countries or regions? You know, where's the best place? If you were somebody that wanted to live in crypto, where are you seeing the most adoption with Pundi X in this type of payments right now?
Yes, very good question. Basically, we will think about if you spend with your crypto and then you will spend Bitcoin or anything like maybe Ethereum. But however, from our records, mostly they use stablecoin. They spend in stable coins. And I can relate it to this situation because for some people, they might want to hold their Bitcoin as the Bitcoin value is increasing over time for them. And they will set aside some crypto that in stable coins that they would like to spend. And it's very reasonable for those users that when they spend crypto, they actually spend in USDT. And we support USDT across different chains, include Tron Network, include BNB Smart Chain, and also Ethereum. And we see the uptake on Tron Network has been really huge. I would say it's like over 60% or 70% on Tron Network because the gas fee is so much cheaper on the Tron Network, and also the adoption there on the physical side is quite large. So we see this transactions is very large there. In terms of the countries, as you see that we push the XPOS to over 30 countries in the world, and we see different situations, spending habits, and then we found that we end up with in Turkey and in South Africa, and also a country whereby their currency has been devaluating against US dollar, their uptake on crypto is very high. Basically, a lot of people adopt crypto to be like a store of value assets, so that they won't be suffer from the devaluation of their own fiat currency in their own countries. So in terms of the transactions, we see a lot of exchange going on in Turkey, because in Turkey, basically you cannot accept crypto as a payment. This is a law that is banning the payment side. But you will see a lot of crypto exchange, like a foreign exchange, pop up in the street in Turkey. So people may just, when they have their paycheck or when they would like to have a crypto, their fiat store in crypto, they will go to the physical storefront to actually exchange their lira into crypto. And also there are a lot of tourists in Turkey. And then if they would like to spend spend lira and then they can go to one of the store. They can exchange their crypto into lira to spend in other store as well. So in Turkey, we actually operate in a different modules. It's not the traditional payment thing. It's more like an exchange business model, physical exchange. And in this way, the merchants and the customer, the merchants see the customer in face to face. So they actually know who are you dealing with and who are you transacting with. And it's everywhere in Turkey. You can see the adoption there is very, very good. And in South Africa, we see more from the payment side, and also some interesting use case that popping up in South Africa. So in South Africa, basically we implement the Bitcoin. Basically for Bitcoin, we implement the Lightning Network first, and then we see a lot of uptake from the people who want to use Bitcoin mainnet to transact. As you know, the Bitcoin mainnet is very, very slow. So it takes about 10 to 30 minutes to have the first block confirmation. And then it may take as long as a whole day to confirm the transactions. So we thought that this type of transaction won't happen on the retail side, but I think those people who want to spend crypto Bitcoin on the mainnet, they already has been educated, because day to day they're doing Bitcoin mainnet transactions, so they know how long it takes. So they're willing to wait, and then they're willing to pay on the mainnet. So that's why we integrate Bitcoin mainnet into our POS machine, so that our merchants can capture this demand. And we also see the real world assets that the application has been popping up in South Africa. For example, we have list PASG, which is the gold-backed tokens, and with the gold coin, physical gold coin merchants. So basically, they sell gold coin, the physical gold coin, to their customer, and then now the customer has the options to either pay with their PASG to exchange physical gold coin. So it's realized in the physical retail points that you can actually use your crypto to exchange your gold-backed crypto to exchange the gold, and vice versa. You can also use your gold to exchange crypto as well. So. So our merchant actually helped to realize this type of application in our real life situation.
Wow, that's very cool, Peko. I've heard a lot. I've seen a lot of projects trying to figure out before the growth of the RWA, real world asset tokenization, trying to build a crypto that's backed by gold, and it wasn't really done properly. But I feel like now, with the proper tokenization of real world assets, gold it can become more than just the store of value versus a payment that was so inefficient because you got to carry it around, it's heavy, and how do you divide it? But with real world asset tokenization, I feel like people might be trading gold if the inflation continues of these countries that you're talking about. That have high adoption on the POS terminal. I feel like North America hasn't really realized that yet, because there is inflation there as well, but it's more hidden. They don't really, it's sort of a hidden inflation that I'm sure we'll eventually see that, hey, everything's really getting expensive. It's already been happening in the last few years. And I've also seen the price of gold go up. So that's really interesting on the real world asset side that Pundi is getting involved in that. Do you think that part of the industry will grow exponentially in the next year or a few years?
For gold specifically, I think there are demands from all over the world that the central bank in different countries are buying gold, especially when they were kind of like thinking, like they're very forward thinking when the U.S. announced the rate cut that might affect the value of U.S. dollars. So they need a tool to mitigate the risk of the devaluation of a certain currency. So they started to buy gold from the market, and then kind of like drive up the price. And of course, there is some application like the jewelry, and also there are a certain country like they prefer gold very specifically, China, and also in India, and also in South Africa, and also in Turkey. They love gold. I think Turkey also is, as any assets that can store value, they love it. So they are actually facing the currency devaluation. So they would look at different vehicle to store the value of the assets they hold. So in terms of the trend, whether the gold can be traded in the storefront, I believe there will be that trend going on, because the demand of the gold is increasing, especially when we approach the time when the Fed is going to cut the rates, and then demand will become more stronger. So hopefully we will see is this realized? I mean, not only just holding the physical gold, but also the gold-backed crypto, because the world is starting to accept cryptocurrency as digital assets around the world.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm definitely seeing more adoption of crypto assets, and I'm curious on what you think about the two biggest events. The main one being the Bitcoin ETF launch in the beginning of 2024 for the US, and now we're seeing Ethereum ETF, and hopefully a trickle down of other crypto assets moving into ETFs. I feel like that is a huge step towards people understanding more about crypto, and not just using it as a store of value, but also using it as a payment method as well. So do you think that those events will influence the amount of people that want to pay using crypto on terminals like the Pundi X POS?
Definitely. I think Bitcoin spot ETF and also Ethereum spot ETF got approved by SEC, is really giving a very significant signal and also the meaning to the crypto industry. It means that they recognize that this is the commodity that you can exchange for values. So I think this would open up a huge liquidity for Bitcoin and also for Ethereum. Hopefully, with the Ethereum approved, and then all the layer one that are using proof of stake mechanism that could follow these rules to enter the crypto spot ETF for people, especially for the institution buyers, larger institution that would inject more liquidity into crypto. So it could possibly affect it on the retail side, that they are starting to look at what if they cannot access to Bitcoin ETF. For example, in Taiwan, we cannot buy Bitcoin ETF, or in other countries, they cannot buy Bitcoin ETF. And why don't you buy Bitcoin instead? And you can buy in the exchange. There are exchange that has been legalized. And then once you have Bitcoin, then you will say, okay, I have the Bitcoin, and then what if I travel around the world, and then if I don't have enough cash, or you don't want to exchange the local currency or anything like that, if there's any of this situation happen, then you will definitely need XPOS, which is Pundi X XPOS, either to help the merchants to accept cryptocurrency, or help the foreign exchange that can expand the service of their portfolio, that they can not just offer the fiat currency exchange, they can also offer the crypto exchange for their customers.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful thing to be able to, if you're especially with the growth of digital nomads or just international travel, to be able to have a currency that you don't have to keep exchanging for different currencies. Because I know, any money remittance transfers and exchanges, they're charging you 10, 20%, like ridiculous amounts, that I feel like crypto would solve all of that. And I feel like the owners of the shops, they don't have to do a lot of work because the terminal is doing it in the fiat value, right?
Yes, basically we support over 180 fiat input value that you can input the local currency that you prefer to have and then exchange to the crypto values. So in this way, for merchants, they have the flexibility of accepting crypto, so that at the back end, when they receive the crypto, is in stable coins and it's not fluctuating like the market price, so that they can ensure that they can receive a stable value of the currency or the assets that they have received.
When I walk around towns that are not my hometown, say I'm traveling, I see that a business is accepting crypto or Bitcoin, in the window sign. It's still like a fun novelty. You're like impressed. You're like, wow, they're actually accepting Bitcoin. And I feel like more businesses at this point should be accepting it. It should be common, like, okay, good, they're on board as well. Not like, wow, it's the only shop. When you guys started in 2017 with this mission to bring more crypto payments globally, did you think that we would be at where we're at now with, say the next bull run is coming? The crypto payment adoption for retail stores is still fairly low. Is that what you expected, or do you think it was underwhelming?
We start this project with the mission to get crypto widely adopted. So in our mind, we thought this should be happening. Maybe it should be happening earlier. But there are regulations, there are a lot of different rules, and then the government start figuring out these assets. So they are starting to kind of like giving a definition. What is this cryptocurrency? Should it be a security, or should it be a commodity? Should it be a currency? So when you see different government, actually you see different definition of crypto assets. So if you see El Salvador, and they legalize Bitcoin as a legal tender. So it's a legal tender in El Salvador. But if you go to another country, maybe Indonesia, it's a commodity. So in US, we don't know if it's commodity or security. There's no definition yet. So it's actually difficult for the merchants to get involved because as you see, there's not many business that would be open for cryptocurrency as a payment because they don't know what their government will do with this cryptocurrency. So I think the definition of cryptocurrency is very important when the government decided how to make crypto accessible for the people, and also what people need, what people want. Also communicate to the government, and then the government will be more open to this option because they know that this is an inevitable change. And also people want to own assets of their own because for us, we use cryptocurrency because we know that this cryptocurrency belongs to us. We have the ownership over the cryptocurrency. But if we own a fiat currency, and then it's a government assets, and it's like an IOU that government sent to you. So it's different. So I think the mindset has been different, and also people are asking for it. They kind of realize that I want to own the assets of my own. I want the flexibility. Yeah.
That's a great point with all of the different government bodies. And I feel I'm seeing that it's more of a bottom-up approach rather than top-down. It's the people first that come and they see the hyperinflation, they see the value more clearly than the government does. And hey, we should be using this so that we're not losing all of our wealth with the inflation that most of the time government has a big part to do with. And rather than the government saying, hey, let's actually adopt this currency because it's good for the country. And it's so different in all the countries that they all have different rates of adoption. If only it was as simple as having we started with Bitcoin and everyone already had a global currency and we were all on the same page. Life would be great. But I think we might get there eventually. We're definitely strides ahead than we were in 2017, but I feel like there's still a long way to go.
I think that the currency, no matter it's a fiat currency or the digital currency, is built on trust. So more people trust in this system, and then you can actually attract more people to accept it. So based on this trust, then we will be able to have a certain like digital assets has been recognized by people and then to accept by people. So that could generate the usage. So it's all because of trust, and different trust has been built on in different situations. Some built upon what government has said, and some trust actually, as you said, built from the bottom up. So from the bottom up approach, then that will be more powerful for the democratic countries when the authority, when they have elections, and then they will listen to what people want and then to give what people want, right? Because they want to win the elections. So I think this is very important that we voice our idea, our choice to the government. Then they would listen to us, and then they can gradually open to this venue.
And looking forward, the Ethereum ETF hasn't, it's been approved, but it's not trading yet. I think that's going to be a floodgate towards more crypto assets, more adoption, more than Bitcoin, because the Ethereum network has smart contracts. It has other layer 2s, other currencies on it. So I'm really excited to see how that plays out into real world adoption. I would like to know from you and your team at Pundi X, how are you going to continue to push the growth of crypto payments over the next 12 months, hopefully into a major super cycle of Bitcoin and Ethereum? But how can we translate that into actually more people using it as a currency to pay for real world things?
It's a very, very good question. When we push this system out, we also see there are different educational level that we need to give to the merchants. And in the future, we want to lower the adoption barrier. So not just only operating the POS system, but also in a very easy way that for the merchants to accept crypto. So we will come up with a different initiative that even without a point of sales machine, that the merchants can accept crypto very easily. So, and also we are looking at what AI has been brought to us. And I think this is very super important that we adopt this technology into our product sets to make sure that, first of all, all the process is automatically completed, and also that would beneficial for the merchants to recognize the transaction, whether the transactions is fraud or is a suspicious transaction. So there are different use cases for AI on payment. We would like to adopt it to make the payment process even easier for the merchants and also for the authority as well, so that they won't have too much concern on crypto being used as a payment. We hope that that would be our plan for the next few years.
That's great to hear, Peko. I completely agree. I think that there's definitely ways to lower the barrier to entry for merchants, not just on the education, but making a terminal that's cheaper, easier to use, something that you can put in the shop, and they don't have to know anything. They don't have to buy a terminal, things like that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that plays out. And I'm wishing Pundi X all the best in helping crypto become more of a payment method around the world. What is the best place for people to learn more about the terminal, or about where they can go and actually buy coffee or whatever they want with crypto and try out the Pundi system?
Yes, we have our merchant map on our website, www.pundix.com. So when you go to the website, when you click the XPOS, and then you can see the location map. So when you click on the location map, you can see a bunch of merchants that has the XPOS machines. Hopefully, we will increase more machine when our merchants has been compliant with the local regulations. And then also you can follow our Twitter account, Pundi X Labs, so that you can receive all kinds of information. Especially we want to push more people to adopt crypto. We will do airdrop with our loyalty token purse to the people who engage with Pundi X, to spread the words about crypto adoption, crypto payments, because we want this concept to be spread among all the people. We want it to be part of their people's life. So engage with our account, and then we have these loyalty tokens for those who want to engage with us. They can be rewarded by spreading words. And also we have the layer 1 blockchain, which is Function X, that would help us to integrate different blockchain, and then to offer a payment network, decentralized payment network for those who are doing cross-change or doing DeFi service, and they would like to get into more deeper knowledge about crypto, so they can also engage for the experienced crypto users, and they can use those services as well.
Very cool. I can leave the link to the website and the socials, and it's great to hear about that purse airdrop as well. I love those. I want to check that out and share it in the show notes below for the viewers. I appreciate all your insights into crypto payments and you and your team's efforts on getting crypto adopted as a payment method around the world. Thank you so much, Peko, for coming on, and all the best with everything with Pundi X, and let's definitely follow up in the near future.
Thank you, Ashton. I'm very, very happy and glad to meet you again.